Well, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to another live this morning and hope you're having a wonderful start to your day. And we sure appreciate if you can come on live. And we know that's not always possible, but we love to say hello here on The Doctor Is In. Okay, let's see here. Who's our numero uno as you get your notifications? And it is going to be Kevin. You're number one today. Andrea, no surprise, right at the top. Amber, how are you from New Jersey? Janice, you guys are always making it to the top. Sandy, Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Elaine from St. John's, Newfoundland. Hi, Lisa. And Rosalinda. Carol from West Virginia. Nativity's on near the top. Marlene, good morning to you. And let's see. John, Elgin, Illinois. I'll never forget it, John. I'll never forget it. Simon, how are you? Dave, Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Lynn is on with us from Aurora. Yvonne from Petawawa. Fran is on from Orangeville. Sharon from Kansas. Rita, New Brunswick. Donna from Newfoundland. Marilyn from Charlottetown, PEI. Judy, New Brunswick. Lori, Cambridge. Sherry, Mississauga. Patricia, how are you? Donna, saying hello to Elaine. Dennis from Norwich. Helga from Scarborough. Rosa from Moriaz. Cecilia, New Brunswick, good morning. Frida, sunny Devlin, sunny here today. Milika, we love when the sun's out. There's Nick, how are you, Nicole? Karen, Innisfil. Brahim, what happened to you? Beverly, New Brunswick. And Brandon, good morning from Craig and is it Darla or Deanna? Gail, Brahim saying he was late. Bruno, North Bay. John, Lefroy. Donna, Belleward, good morning. Arlene, nice to have you on this morning. Kristen from Saskatchewan. Elaine, good morning. And 82 in Portland, Oregon today. Wow. Dave, Muskoka. Luella, West Tennessee. Sharon, beautiful. And Karen is in Sault Ste. Marie. Annie in Lively. Mara, Norma in Texas. Couple of more guys. Catherine, Springdale, Newfoundland. Vince is on with us this morning. We appreciate you guys big time. Trish, Cecilia, saying hi to Nick. Barishan, good morning. Okay, let me just see if my mic is on. Yep, it's on. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, here we go. Now, you ready? Okay, let's get into a couple of studies this morning. And hi, Brittany and Mary in Gander, Newfoundland. Hi, Rula from Bolton. Grace from the Rock. Sandy. Sandy was in the cloud. There's Maureen in Boca Raton. Hi, Rhoda. I know I missed so many of you, but okay. Study came out on lowering triglycerides with medication. And what they did is they looked to see if it got rid of any plaque in the arteries, okay? And they were, it really didn't get rid of plaque, just by focusing in on the triglycerides and lowering them. I call it artificially because they used a medication to do it. I remember there was big fanfare. This is, I don't know if it's 10 years ago, but it's several years ago with a new medication called Visipa. And Visipa was about $300 a month. And it really was an omega-3 EPA that lowered triglycerides. Now, at the time, okay, I'm not going to say an argument with people online, but I said, look, you just can't isolate triglycerides and expect to change, in my opinion, a metabolic outcome. You know me, guys. Do I want to look at your triglycerides? Absolutely. They're part of the equation. Absolutely, I want to lower your triglycerides. But when we default to fixing a number with a medication, it's not, like it's like you're putting gasoline in your car and, oh, okay, good, I need that. Yeah, but you need a lot of other things in your car to go right. You need oil and you need to change it. You know what I mean? You have to get under the hood type of thing. And the problem with this study was that's all they did was artificially, I call it artificially lowering the triglycerides without looking at the complete package of metabolic syndrome. Okay? So the results of the study doesn't surprise me. Because you got to fix the underlying condition. Okay? And that's why you hear me talking about this all the time. You can't out-supplement. You can't out-drug. You can't out-exercise a bad diet. Triglycerides, TG, and always get your number. Understand what your triglyceride numbers are. And I love looking at triglycerides, but never independent of the other, for example, HDL, your cholesterol number. Medicine tries to lower your cholesterol. I'm trying to increase your cholesterol because I don't believe there's any such thing as bad cholesterol. That's me. I don't believe it. As a matter of fact, I'll give you another study just came out yesterday that I read. Okay? This is on the Minnesota. Let me read it to you. PubMed. Minnesota coronary study. 22% higher risk of death for every 30 milligrams -DL drop in serum cholesterol. So here's what the study said. Serum cholesterol goes down, cardiac death goes up. Okay? So back to triglycerides. Okay? You gotta go under the hood and look at what causes triglycerides to go up. One, okay? You have to deal with that because the primary reason is food. So you can take a drug and your numbers might look a little better, but it's not fixing the problem. The problem is food, number one. It's not only food, but it's mostly food. When we eat too many carbs, too many refined carbohydrates, breads, pastas, rice, cereals, noodles, drinking juices, sugar, high fructose corn syrup, all of the things that are in the middle aisles of your grocery store, mostly. What happens? Your triglycerides go up. Why do your triglycerides go up? Because your liver is getting packed up with fat. Glucose, I'm going to say it for the millionth time, glucose can't stay in your blood. So when you eat anything that turns to glucose rapidly, you have no choice, your body has no choice but to send insulin in to get it out of there. And then insulin is looking for a place to store the sugar. You don't have room in your muscles, because that's its best place to store sugar. It will send it into your liver. And when the Costco parking lot gets full, your triglycerides go up, because the body sends that glycogen into triglycerides. And as the triglycerides go up, your HDL goes down, and that's so important because HDL is what goes and gets the triglycerides in the bloodstream to bring them back to the liver. They don't belong in your bloodstream. Well, a little bit, but not much. So when they did this study, it doesn't surprise me. Oh, gee, they didn't fix heart disease. Yeah, because you can't just go after triglycerides. You got to go after the fatty liver. You go after the fatty liver by cutting down on your carbohydrates. If you eat the same and take a medication, what have you done? It's like a diabetic. Oh, I can eat what I want. You know why? I'm on metformin. I'm on a diabetic medication as they're chomping on a chocolate bar. I don't know how many diabetics have been told, well, you need some sugar because the med's going to take your sugar down. You need to have sugar. No, you don't. You're allergic to sugar. So I see the study, and triglycerides, they reduced them. Woohoo! Yeah? But it didn't get rid of plaque in the arteries like they thought it would. I said, why didn't they call me? I would have told them. You got to fix the ship. You have to fix your metabolism. You got to start with a diet. And you know me, I had other things. I like vitamin E, exercise. Right? I like vitamin S, steak. And the other vitamin S, sleep. Sun, steak, steel, and sleep. You can take all the medication in the world, but if you don't fix those things, you're not fixing the underlying metabolic syndrome. You got to fix the diet. That's numero uno. Anyways, I see this study, and, you know, God bless them in a way, because at least they're thinking triglycerides. My word. Doctors rarely even look at triglycerides unless they're flagged. They don't look at the equation, which they should, of triglycerides versus HDL cholesterol. That ratio is really important in metabolic syndrome. But again, you can't fix anything if you don't start with the diet. Heart disease, start with the diet. Okay. What else did I see here? Let's stick with vitamin E. Another study. Exercise reduces falls in older adults. Yep. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now, what's the best exercise? You know me, I love walking. Good for you. But the best exercise, at any age, in my opinion, is getting stronger. When you're older, get stronger. You can always get stronger. Okay? Some people get discouraged because they go, I'm not strong. As compared to, well, don't compare yourself to someone else. You get stronger. You can do that. Because they're finding, makes sense, that exercise, getting stronger, reduces falls. It improves your balance. The stronger your muscle is. One of the biggest things, okay, let me just say this. When seniors fall, okay? When seniors fall, one of the biggest problems is the lack of balance. One of the biggest factors in the lack of balance is muscle strength. Seniors, most seniors, 80% and up, have a condition called sarcopenia. What is that? It's muscle wasting. It's muscle wasting. Sarcopenia. They have very little muscle mass. And that is extremely dangerous for falls. They can't catch themselves to some extent because their balance isn't good. But what is that? I know we call it proprioception, but really a lot of it is muscle. And they're showing this, the stronger you are, okay, as an individual, don't compare yourself. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody else. When you get my age, okay, and start before, get stronger. One of the biggest factors, I tell you this every week, osteoporosis is a muscle problem. It's not a bone problem. It's a muscle problem. And you've heard it here. Osteoporosis is not a bone problem primarily. It's a muscle problem. You get osteoporosis, you can be as skinny as a rake. But if you're stronger, if you're fairly strong and your muscles are strong, you won't get osteoporosis. And what they do in medicine, and I understand why they do it, but it never works. You know what they try and do? They try and build your bone up by building the calcium, and they give you medications to build bone. But that's not going to fix your problem if you got osteoporosis. It never worked, it never has worked, and never will work. The pharmaceutical industry got involved in the osteoporosis business, and they haven't fixed anyone. They haven't. It's been a colossal failure, but they sell millions and millions and millions of dollars of drugs every year. And people take shots, they take medications, They take a once a month shot and all those kind of things to build bone. And that's not doing an iota for osteoporosis. Not unless you build your muscle. Osteoporosis is and osteopenia, which is the start of osteoporosis, is a muscle problem. Yep, it's a muscle problem. And, they look at your, they measure now and they want to put you on meds. Well, a med not going to make muscle. You already have the muscle. Now build it up. Build it up. Your bones will thank you. Okay. Exercise reduces falls in older adults, the headline. Yep. Makes sense. And do I like walking? Yep. Do I like biking? Yep. I like movement, but I want you to understand the physiology of muscles and how important it is for your bones. Okay. Vitamin D supplementation during pregnancy. Improved cognitive function in offspring. I laughed at the study. Well, because of the amount. When they say a high dose vitamin D, they had they compared it to mothers that were given 400 IUs. A mouse can't survive on 400 IUs. So they said, well, do a high dose vitamin D, 2,800 IUs a day. 2,800. I chuckled. But even at 2,800, they were looking at the cognitive function of the baby. Mommy takes this while she's pregnant, vitamin D, and baby is smarter. Guys, you go out in the sun, okay? Look at today there, where I'm in Northern Ontario. The sun finally showed up. It just got the memo that it's spring here, okay? The sun's out. If I go out there today, and I will, 20 minutes in the sun, 10,000 IUs. Oh, that's toxic, Dr. Martin. 10,000 IUs of vitamin D. That's toxic. Said people who don't know a thing about vitamin D. Anyway, here's the study. 2,800 IUs of vitamin D, okay? That would be less than 3 drops of that, okay, with K2. They didn't even use K2. And the baby, smarter. Yeah, vitamin D. Every cell in your body, guys, every cell in your body has a receptor for vitamin D. Okay? Think of anything in your body. Vitamin D helps it. Have I been consistent? Yep. Are you going to be able to change my mind on vitamin D? Nope. It's part of everybody's protocol. Here's a blood test to see if you need vitamin D. Okay? 2 of them. 1, prick your finger. If it comes out red, the blood's red, you need vitamin D. How's that? And the other one is dehydroxy vitamin D. your serum vitamin D levels can be measured. And 80-90% of the population have, well, they have low levels of vitamin D, but it's even worse than that. They're not optimized. And you're no match for cancer unless you optimize your vitamin D. You see, medicine has scared the living life out of people with vitamin D. Medicine has scared the living life out of people to stay out of the sun. My parents' generation were fed a lie. And today, still today, they're teaching that. Sun, bad. Sun, cancer. They don't tell you that melanoma, the deadly cancer, comes from people that get that. They don't get sun. That's a fact. But you'll never hear it in mainstream media. They can't stand it. They got to sell their sunscreens, which was it last year or the year before? They took 300 of them off the shelves because they were what? Carcinogenic sunscreens. I tell you, folks, you put sunscreen and then you add bad oils. Okay? Bad oil, which is in the middle aisles of your grocery store. The oil, so-called vegetable oils that belong in your car and not inside your body, that creates inflammation. Add sunscreen and you got a formula for cancer, especially skin cancer. But I told you, whenever you see any kind of health news, remember, there are two schools. There's the narrow school, the narrow road, and there's the broad road, the broad school, which is popular. It's run by the pharmaceutical and the food industry, and they're powerful, and they suck people in every day to that school of thought. And what did I say yesterday? I mean, we had quite a response. It takes 17 years, on average, for medical evidence, okay, to change clinical practice. That's a headline, guys. 17 years for the truth to set doctors free. And the count has been on cholesterol for way over 17 years, and they haven't changed their mind yet, and they're probably not likely to. When it comes to the sun, 50 years? Are they going to change their mind? I doubt it. They might. I don't think so. Will it happen in my lifetime? I don't think so. I'm not optimistic. That's why I dedicate myself to educating the narrow road. Okay? The narrow road. Yeah, we're not many. We're not many. We're not popular. But we're right. That counts. Doesn't it? Vitamin D supplementation during pregnancy. Improved cognition in offspring. Hello. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Surprise, surprise. All right, let me see. Did I miss any other studies I want to talk to you about today? Oh, hold on a minute here. Do we have time? I did this yesterday. Okay. Probiotics, let's do this. We have time. Okay, yep. Maybe we'll wait till next week. I really wanted to dwell into this because it's so interesting. Okay, let's wait. I just whetted your appetite. We won't do it tomorrow because it's Q&A tomorrow. It's Q&A tomorrow, and we won't miss that because we got lots of questions. Well, I haven't even seen yet, but I can guarantee there'll be a lot of questions. And guys, don't be shy. Ask your questions. Okay? Ask your questions. Okay. Okay, guys, we love you guys. And send your questions in to info@martinclinic.com. Info@martinclinic.com. That's how they get to me. Okay. Love you. Talk to you soon.